And I don't know if I'm going to read any more of it because I did not really like Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. And this probably looks really weird because my arms are crossed, if you can see, so it may look like my hands are switched around. But I don't know. Um, Hi everyone, I'm Sean, and we have no time to waste because I have a massive book haul to do. It's my first book haul video for 2021. In fact, it's my first book haul video ever. So there's a ton of books, so we gotta get into it quick. So here we go. First off, I'm not actually going to be going through every book I've gotten so far in 2021 because there are a few that I've already mentioned in other videos. Mainly my All My Signed Books video. There was a few in there, and there's been a few other new books mentioned elsewhere. Birds. So this isn't all my new books in 2021. There are a few more, but these are just the ones I'm going to show you. So here we go. The first book is Hermann Hesse, Steppenwolf. Hermann Hesse is on the top 1000 list for his book, The Glass Bead Game. But I have heard of Steppenwolf. I don't know if it's from if there's a band or a song called Steppenwolf. I think there's a band. But then there's also the DC character, so yeah, Steppenwolf, that's number one, and I got that from my dad. Second book, also from my dad, is One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest by Ken Kesey. So I saw the movie years and years back. I don't really remember it all too much, but it was interesting. I wanted to see how the book is and then see the movie and compare it to the movie. So next is a book from the top 1000 list. It's Swan's Way by Marcel Proust. I guess this is like a really long book, but it's actually like 5 volumes or something like that. So this is volume 1, Swan's Way, and like all the books in the whole set are on the top 1000 list. So I don't know if I'm gonna read all of them. I may just read this one because it's a pretty long book and I don't know. So, but yeah, anyway. Next, I'm pretty excited to read it because I have 2 signed books by him right over here. But it's Salman Rushdie, Midnight's Children, and this is the book that is on the top 1000 list. Rushdie is kind of also famous for his book, The Satanic Verses, which got a kill order put out on him by Iran. So I'm really eager to read a Salman Rushdie book. So there you go. I don't know which one I'll read first, either Midnight's Children or one of these books, The Moor's Last Sigh or The Ground Beneath Her Feet. I don't know which one I'll start first. Next is a top 1000 author for his book Black Spring, but this one's a collection, The Tropic of Cancer, which I think was his first book, Black Spring, and then The Colossus of Marusi. So I think I'm going to start with Tropic of Cancer, even though it's not a top 1000 book, because Norman Mailer, in a debate between Norman Mailer and Gore Vidal, Mailer mentioned Henry Miller as the greatest living author in America. So I'm basically want to give all of his books a chance, really. So Tropic of Cancer, that's probably going to be the one I read first. But Tropic of Cancer, Black Spring, Colossus of Marusi. Also on the top 1000 list is Voltaire Candide. I guess it's actually a story or a short story. It's not a play. I thought it'd be a play, but yeah. Okay, next, and they're all off the top 1000 list, plays by William Shakespeare. So there's Richard II, Henry the Fourth, Part 2. I hope I have Part 1. Henry the Fourth, Part 1. Henry the Fifth. Shakespeare, Othello. King Lear. And Macbeth. And I think I went on Wikipedia because I wanted to try to read his books or his plays chronologically. So of these, I think Richard II was the first one he wrote. So I'm probably going to start on that one first. So next is Catch-22 by Joseph Heller. And I got this book from my dad, so I haven't read it yet. This is, of course, a top 1,000 book. Also by Joseph Heller, I got 2 signed books, God Knows and No Laughing Matter. So I don't know which one I'll read first. Probably Catch-22. Also from my dad, plundering my dad's library, is The Grapes of Wrath by John Steinbeck. I'm kind of pessimistic about this one because I think he's kind of had a preachy writing style. But I'm definitely going to give it a chance. I think John Steinbeck said that he thought his best book was East of Eden. So that book I'm a bit more optimistic for, but Grapes of Wrath, that's a top 1,000 book. Okay, and next we're going to go off some signed books, but there is Robin Hobb, Forest Mage, which is book 2 of this series. So this book is Shaman's Crossing. I was watching another YouTuber, and he was very spoken high praise of Robin Hobb's books. I guess she was or is a really good storyteller, in his opinion. So I'm not much a fan of fantasy, but a few days after watching his video complimenting Robin Hobb, I saw this signed book at the bookstore. So I was kind of like, hey, well, it's signed, and he spoke highly of it. So yeah, so Shaman's Crossing, I'll probably give that a try fairly soon. Next, I couldn't believe when I saw it at Walmart, but it's The Desolations of Devil's Acre, signed by Ransom Riggs. And I was so excited to get it, one, because of course it's Ransom Riggs and autographed, but also because I got Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children signed, but it's just of a book plate. So I was kind of like, well, I'm not really certain if that's real. So to find this Walmart signed edition book, pretty much either way, I know I have a Ransom Riggs autograph, so hopefully now I have 2. So I'm really excited about that. So this book, Desolations of Devil's Acre, is book 6 in the series. And I don't know if I'm going to read any more of it, because I did not really like Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. And this probably looks really weird because my arms are crossed, if you can see, so it may look like my hands are switched around. But I don't know. But yeah, I didn't really like Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. I liked the movie okay, but the book, just the protagonist, I thought was way too whiny and cocky, and I just didn't like him. And overall, I didn't like the book too much. But I love signed books, and I'm so thrilled to have Ransom Riggs autograph because he's real popular, and yeah, so I'm excited to have those. Next, I was so thrilled to find it because it was at the bookstore, and the bookshelf's like that, kind of sideways, like on top of another book. So it was real kind of tricky to spot. And I've been through that bookstore so many times browsing for signed books. I know like every signed book in there by heart that I'm not really interested in. But I saw this one and I just freaked out because I was having a bad day, and then I found this book, but it's The Notebook, signed by Nicholas Sparks. Now, I don't even need to go through why I freaked out, because it's The Notebook by Nicholas Sparks. And yeah, I just totally freaked out. Now, it is only $20, so I was like, I don't know if this is really real or not. Because, I mean, $20, Nicholas Sparks, The Notebook signed. I'm like, I don't know. May not be real, but still, I have to take the chance. I mean, I would have bought this if it was $100. But I got home and I found a letter inside it, which is really interesting. Birds! Birds! They're excited too. I wish I could read the letter, but I don't really know if I can, and plus it's kind of like private, maybe. So I don't really know how much I can divulge, but basically what this letter says is it's written to a person I looked up was the wife of the president of Utah State University. So it's a letter to her from supposedly a family friend of Nicholas Sparks. And it basically says that Billy enjoyed meeting with this woman and wanted to send her this signed copy of the notebook, and that Nicholas Sparks is a dear friend of theirs, and that Billy co-wrote a book with Sparks called Wokini. So I did a little bit of digging on Nicholas Sparks' Wikipedia page, and this guy, Billy Mills, co-wrote Wokini with Nicholas Sparks. So this letter is apparently true because the dedication of Wokini says something to the effect of, "To Pat and Billy Mills, you have made my life better." And that is who this letter is from, Pat Mills. So, yeah, so apparently I can know exactly how this book is connected with Nicholas Sparks because it was from a family friend of his who co-wrote a book with him. So, one way or another, the book wound up with me. So, that pretty much convinces me that it is real, and that is just so awesome. And having the letter, I don't know, I just couldn't believe it. That was such an awesome discovery, and I'm so excited about it. I'm totally freaked out. So, yeah. Okay, and I can't top that, but there's also some books I got today, starting with The Count of Monte Cristo by Alexandre Dumas. And I read Three Musketeers. I don't know if you could see it, but it's right there. I read Three Musketeers, and I did not like it, because it's supposed to be an adventure story, but it is such a mostly boring book. And I'm really pessimistic about Count of Monte Cristo because it's really long and I just don't know. But I have seen so many booktubers reviewing this book lately, and I don't know, apparently a lot of people do say Count of Monte Cristo is superior to Three Musketeers. So I'll give it a try, and also it's a top 1000 book, so I'll give it a try. I'm not really hopeful, but a lot of booktubers have raved about this book, so I may give it a try fairly soon. So, Count of Monte Cristo. Next is William Faulkner, Light in August, and that's a top 1000 book. No clue about it really, but there's that. Also by God, I can easily butcher that name. William Faulkner. I was gonna leave out the A and you can fill in the rest. But it was The Sound and the Fury, that's a top 1000 book, as well as I Lay Dying, so there's that. Next is Treasure Island and Kidnapped by R.L. Stevenson? I hope it's Stevenson, but I'm going to also say Stevenson, just to kind of cover all my bases, and I still probably mispronounce it. But Treasure Island and Kidnapped, those are both top 1000 books, I think. Another top 1000 book is Graham Greene, The Power and the Glory. I have read a few Graham Greene books, but none of them are actually top 1000 books. My favorite was Our Man in Havana, I think. Graham Greene is a really kind of curious author because I'm not really too into his books, but there's still kind of something I like about them, and I can't really explain why. Next is another top 1000 book, but it's Matilda by Roald Dahl. The main thing I was looking for, even though this is the top 1000 book on the list, I was hoping to find Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, but it was not there at the bookstore. And I've been binge watching Charlie and the, or is it Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory? I don't know. But the Chocolate Factory book, I've been looking for that, and I can't find it. So Matilda, that's a top 1,000 book, so I was like, may as well get it anyway. And last of all is Gulliver's Travels by Jonathan Swift. So nothing to say about it, it's a top 1,000 book. So that is my first 2021 book haul. Maybe I'll do another book haul at the end of the year, depending on how many books I get. But anyway, thank you for watching. Have you read any of these books? What do you think of them? Bye!